Hey Divas, welcome to another training bundle here on Party Plan Divas. We have been talking for the last couple months about the perfect party presentation, and we've talked about party games, and we've talked about the 3 ways to be involved and all of that kind of good stuff. And this training bundle, we're talking about the ordering room and what to do after the party. You've gotten people there, they're excited, they love you, they love your product. Now what? So that is today's training. Let's jump right in. All right, so you've finished your party, everybody's having a great time, you've played a time-consuming game, so your hostess and your guests and stuff have had time to, have fun and kind of be distracted while you've packed up all of your items to head into the ordering room. There's 2 things that you want to do before you head into the ordering room. The number 1 thing is to leave your table up with recruiting information. The thing is, you're going to be back in the ordering room for a little while, and people may have questions, and you want them to continue to look at stuff that can build your business. So what I would do is I would leave recruiting brochures and also my brag book. Now, if you don't know what a brag book is, definitely check out that training in our training library, and we'll have another one coming up soon because I've got even more ideas for what you can put in there. But my brag book, it was just a binder. This does not have to be expensive or anything like that, but my brag book basically was such a great recruiting tool because it showed the personal side of being a consultant. It wasn't just the opportunity it was the personal side that you wouldn't find in a typical brochure. And of course, it invited them to join my team. So the first thing that you're going to do, you're going to pack all your things up while they're playing a game. You're going to reload your table with just a couple things that are business opportunity. And if you have a candle or something like that that you can light or leave there so that it makes that table inviting, even though that you've walked away from it, great. Otherwise, just leave that stuff out there. They're going to be nosy. They're going to want to, see what's up there, and maybe they're finished looking at their catalog, so they'll go up to lay it down or whatever. Every single time that I did that, I walked out and people were flipping through my brag book. So leave it out there so they can take a look. The second thing that you're going to do is ask your hostess to show you where the ordering room is. Okay? The reason why this is so important is because you want just a second to get into the ordering room to be able to say, did you have a great time? Do you have any questions? Stuff like that. But also to be able to say to her just one more time, I'm going to need your help getting people in and out of the ordering room. You will go last. We'll tally up all of your goodies, and you'll be able to place your order. Then we'll play our lottery, our party squares, and then I'll be out of your hair. But by asking her, even if she's shown you, maybe you've already put stuff in the ordering room or whatever, before the party started, even if you know where it is, you still need just those 2 minutes with your hostess to make sure she had a great time and to remind her that you need help. There is nothing worse than sitting in the ordering room, twiddling your thumbs, hoping somebody remembers and walks back there. And your hostess, because she has a relationship already built with the people that are there, she can go, hey guys, let's go, that kind of thing. You really can't say that. You don't have that relationship yet. So you can't be like, hey, who's next? I'm sitting back here, bored. But your hostess certainly can. So you can kind of put her in charge of getting people back to that ordering room. Now, once you're back there, and let me I'm going to sidebar for just a second. So I have people that say, Lindsay, why do I need a separate ordering room? People buy more stuff when they're together. Well, okay, here's the thing. First of all, in the romance industry, I think you guys are required to have a separate ordering room because of confidentiality purposes. But there's actually some benefits, no matter what industry you are in, to have that separate ordering room. For one, this is when you're really going to get a chance to start building that relationship, that one-on-one relationship with your new customer. They're able to ask questions. You're able to say to them specifically, hey, did you have a great time? Is there anything that you'd like to, ask or that kind of thing? Anything I can explain more? Just again, build that relationship. Other reasons, what if somebody needs to, hold a check or say, can I order this next Friday or whatever? I know that for me, even though, it happens to all of us, sometimes I don't like to have to say in front of my friends, hey, can you hold this check or something along those lines. In the ordering room, when it's just the 2 of you, you're able to have those conversations that you might not want to have right in front of your friends. People say, my guests buy more when they're together. So I'm just going to encourage you to try it my way, and see if that's actually the case. I was fearful of that in the beginning because, it's like, hey, what are you getting? Hey, what are you getting? Well, remember, in the beginning when I was talking about my 3 ways to be involved, I said, if you want to come running out here and compare order forms, by all means, you can do so. But what we talk about in the ordering room stays in the ordering room. And so I've given them permission to, say, hey, what are you getting? What are you getting? What are you getting? But I still want those couple minutes to build that relationship, to have those conversations one-on-one, to ask them one-on-one, do you want to have a party? It's difficult to ask someone if they want to have a party when you've got 5 people like looming over you ready to place an order and stuff. So, it just kind of sections you off for just a few minutes to kind of, again, get your, relationship started. So you ask the hostess to take you back there. You've got that separate ordering room. What do you want to take with you? So you want to make sure in the ordering room that you take your mobile office, that you've got catalogs, you've got extra order forms, you've got recruiting brochures, everything that you would need no matter what comes up. So if they have a question about a product, they have a question about whatever, that you can literally just have it right there. You want to never feel rushed and to never make anyone feel rushed in the ordering room. But you also don't want to waste a bunch of time having to walk back to the living room to grab, I even took lap boards because I had information in the lap boards and I didn't want to have to walk all the way back to the living room to grab them. So make sure when you walk back there that you've got your mobile office, you've got catalogs, you've got order forms, you've got your calculator, you've got money, make sure that you have money, that kind of stuff. New consultant agreements, if you have the ability to do that, if it doesn't have to be online. Also, I made up, when we went to strictly online ordering or online sign up, I created a consultant sign up form so that people could fill it out if they wanted to sign up right then. And then I, of course, would sign them up and I had their signature to do so and that kind of good stuff. But all those things can be in your mobile office. And that way, you've packed all your things up, you've got your little demo kit that's sitting there all pretty, whether it's a toolbox or, a hat case or whatever it may be. You've got your recruiting stuff on there. You walk back to the ordering room and you're all set to go. All right, so now we're in the ordering room and your first person comes back. So what you're going to do first is say, did you have a good time? Okay, hopefully they're going to say, yes, my gosh, had a blast, that was awesome, da-da-da. That's how you know you did a great presentation. But you can say, hey, did you have a good time, kind of as you're taking that order form. With the order form or the wish list, whatever it is that you've handed out, you want to make sure that all of the information at the top is filled out. So you have their full name, you have their mailing address, you have their phone number, you have their email, that type of thing. Make sure that is completely filled out. Then also, hopefully on your order form or on your wish list, like we talked about a couple bundles ago, you have a place for them to rate if they were interested in being on your mailing list, hostessing a party, or becoming a consultant. That is what you want to look at first. There's a conversation that you want to have. Don't whip out that calculator yet. We have some talking to do. So ask them if they had a great time. Get that order form. Make sure everything is filled out completely. Maybe you say, oh gosh, you left my phone number off. I promise I won't drive you crazy. I won't badger you. I'll only call you if there's a problem. But may I have your phone number? That kind of thing. And they're going to say, oh yeah, of course, I just didn't put it on there. Thing is, they filled out that order form when you first started talking. By now, hopefully, they like you, right? They didn't know who you were in the beginning. So some people are apprehensive about putting that phone number on there, but you can ask for it and stuff like that. So if you've got where they're interested in becoming a consultant, then you can say, great, when can we get you signed up? Or, great, let's get you signed up. Don't assume that they need more time, that they need more whatever. You guys have heard my story where I walked in and I'm like, boom, I want to do this. This is awesome. And the lady said, great, I'm excited. I'd love to have you on my team. I'll give you a call this week and we'll meet for coffee. Well, why didn't she just sign me up then? If she had just said, great, let's do it, and handed me an application, I would have done it. I would have signed up right that moment. She didn't, and the thing is, she was, like so many other people, not good at follow-up. So I've never heard from her again. Now, I don't know how much money she has missed out on that because I've sold tens of thousands of dollars since then. But, again, if somebody says they're interested in becoming a consultant, boom, let's get you signed up. If they say, how much is it? You say, it's $100, $200, $300, whatever, $59, whatever it is. And if they say, oh gosh, I don't have that, then you offer the kickoff party. Okay. Or they say, yeah, boom. I mean, I had people just sign up right there in the ordering room, and I'm like, yay, you know, and then you say, still, do you want to place an order to help your hostess, and, you know, we can build your kit, yada, yada. Then kind of let that conversation go. But what my point is when someone says they're interested in becoming a consultant, don't prejudge. Go straight for the close. Boom, when can we get you signed up? Or let's get you signed up, okay? If they have marked that they are interested in being a hostess, whip out your Diva Success System calendar and schedule it. All right, hopefully in your mobile office you have a hostess packet so you can begin the start of hostess coaching right away. And I'll go through that really quickly. So let's say that you walk into my ordering room, you say you want to have a party. I've got my calendar laid out. We pick a date for you. I grab my hostess packet out of my mobile office and I'm going to hand it to you, right? So I'm going to hand it to you. So you've got your hand over here. I've got my hand over here. And I say, everything you need to have a successful party is in this packet, but the most important piece of paper in here is the guest list. In order to secure your date, I need to get that guest list back from you within 1 week. All right, now it'll reiterate that on the actual paperwork and in my hostess letter and stuff like that. But did you hear my verbiage there? I said, in order to secure your date. Now, I've written it in there and she's got that week, but my parties were in high demand. And you want to, even if your parties aren't, you want to sound like they are. So that phrase right there really makes you, you know, you mean business. This is a party to her. It is a business to you. That is a very, very sweet way of saying, I need this, right? And we have an article about the invitation debate. I still say paper invitation, guys. I know that Facebook is fantastic, but honestly, if I looked at my Facebook event invitations right now, I've got, I don't know, 300 or 400. So if there is something important, chances are I'm almost 100% going to miss it. And I don't think that that is uncommon. I think having a Facebook event set up also, absolutely, but don't let it be your only form of invitation. Now, let's say that she doesn't have anything marked, she doesn't have consultant, she doesn't have hostess, but she has a whole lot of check marks, okay? Or a whole lot of notes about things that she liked. Go ahead and ask if she's interested in hosting a party to earn some of that for free. Or if the vibe is feeling right, then go ahead and say, man, you love everything. You should do what I do, okay? These are just, and then you kind of see how the conversation comes back, because a lot of times when they've really loved everything and the idea of everything, you plant the seed of, man, you should do this, you love it all, and they go, well, I have thought about, you know, doing something like this. Boom, we go straight to the kickoff party, okay? Because they really get to kind of try it out. Now, if you're brand new to Party Plan Divas and you don't know what the kickoff party is, check out our training library under recruiting to see how that can work for you. But, so you've checked to make sure that everything is right on that order form. We've gone through if they're interested, and if they're on the mailing list, of course, make sure that you've got their email address, because that's going to be your number one way to do it. If they're interested in hosting a party, or if they're interested in becoming a consultant, or if they just have a lot of stuff marked off. So that is how we're going to start. So we've had all this conversation before we ever whip out the calculator. The next part is going to be how to upsell. All right, so let's talk upselling. Upselling is probably one of the most underused aspects of our industry. I get it. You're tired. You've partied, you know, and put all of your effort into making sure that was a great party. You're ready to go. You know you've got people waiting in in line to get in the ordering room and such, and you don't want to be pushy. You don't want to rush anybody, but you're ready to go. I totally get it. But upselling can literally increase your business, your revenue, your income, your volume, your team volume, all that good stuff. And it really is effortless, okay? Upselling is basically just adding an additional product or service to an already sure sale. So they're there to order something, right? They're there in the ordering room because they're ordering something. Upselling is about adding a product to that will give more value to the original product, okay? That just costs a little bit more. So for instance, do you want fries with that? It's the same concept. You order a cheeseburger, you're going to want French fries. You order a meal, you're probably going to want a drink. You know, are you ready for dessert? All of these things, the restaurant industry, you guys have this down. You know how this works. And in our industry, in the direct sales industry, it should be treated the exact same. but how do you do it in a way that makes it so effortless? And how do you do it in a way that you don't feel pushy and you don't feel like you are trying to get the sale? The number one thing is to know your products. Every one of your products has a complementary product. In your shopping cart, it probably has below, when you choose an item, related products or suggested products or something along those lines. You're doing the same thing. You should sit down with your catalog tonight. This is your homework for whenever you're watching this, but sit down with your catalog and figure out what really highlights something else. So for instance, if you're in skincare, if you have a great cleanser, what would be a great toner or a great moisturizer? Or if you have a great cleanser, toner, moisturizer, is there a great eye cream? If you are in the food industry, if they have, like a great bread, is there a dip that would go along with it? If you're in the jewelry, if they're looking at a necklace, do you have earrings that would go? These kinds of things that, again, they're buying the necklace, but doesn't it look great when you have the earrings that match? That type of thing. It's a sure sale. This is our cheeseburger. These are our earrings. I mean, of course there are earrings. These are our French fries. All right, so cheeseburger, French fries. The same concept. So think about every product that you have. There is something that is complementary. Your corporate office has done a great job in making sure that they have these products to help you with that upsell. So the number one thing is to know your products. The number two thing is to know your customer. The thing is, when somebody's, pulling into a drive-thru or whatever, we pretty much know you're getting a cheeseburger, you're getting some French fries, right? But you want to know your customer because there's no reason to sell somebody something that they don't need. Okay, your sale, your income, whatever, it is not as important as your reputation and the trust that you have with that customer. So you know that these products would be great, but if they're buying a kite, you don't need to sell them a screwdriver. Like if they're things that are not related, certainly don't go for that upsell. You want to know your customer, know what they need, and tell her why it is she needs it. You have the necklace. This is a great, they complement one another. If you have a great cleanser in skincare, so a cleanser opens the pores. A toner is going to close those pores, but a moisturizer is going to make sure, that to lock in that moisture long term. So, those kind of things. Explain why the products work so well together. Next is to assume that she already needs it. Same thing with the French fries. You're buying the cheeseburger. Maybe you just forgot to say and fries too. They're buying the cleanser. Maybe they just forgot to say and a toner and a moisturizer. Maybe they're buying a baker in a food industry. Maybe they're buying a baker. Do they have the scraper? Or do they have something to cook in it? Or, so on and so forth. If it's a candle, do they have a snuffer or any of the accessories and stuff like that you want to have? Your products, your industry always has complementary type products. So you want to assume that they, just like with ordering a cheeseburger, you want to assume that they already want it and just simply offer. Do you want fries with that? Do you want to get the matching earrings? It really is that simple. And then always, 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 just remember to focus on the customer's needs, not yours. Tell them why they need it, but if they don't, then don't. There are times we had products in my product line I wasn't real crazy about, that I knew that people that had ordered it hadn't been real crazy about. And so sometimes people would walk into the ordering room and they would have that item listed. And I would say, okay, I want to tell you my experience with this has been this. However, we have this product or this product that I found does the same thing, but with much better results. Okay, and a lot of times the other thing might have been cheaper. And I was okay with that because I wanted my customer happy. And ultimately, you want to always make sure that the customer is going to be happy. You do not want a customer to have buyer's remorse, especially on an upsell, because then suddenly, even though you weren't pushy, you were pushy. And she has remorse about it. So always keep the customer at heart. And if they're buying something they don't necessarily need, like I had where people, when I was in skincare, I'd have where people were buying 2 different moisturizers. And I'm like, so those kind of do the same thing. So how about instead of getting 2 moisturizers, we get this moisturizer because I think it's the best out of the 2 for your skin type. And we also get this eye cream. Okay, because they were already okay with getting both. Sometimes the eye cream would be a little more, sometimes it'd be a little less. But again, this is how I built that relationship. And again, these are all conversations that you can have when you're in the ordering room that would be difficult if you had all that, mass chaos and stuff of everybody around you. So I want you to sit down again tonight. Here's your homework. what complements one another? What can you upsell? What are your French fries? And figure that out, and every single time someone's buying your cheeseburger, make sure they're buying your French fries too. All right, so we're wrapping it up. Everybody has ordered. Everybody is happy. You've booked parties. You've got new consultants or kickoff parties, one or the other. You've got orders. Everything is going great. It's time for the hostess to come in. So when your hostess comes in and sits down, whether you've had a $100 party or a $1,000 party, you want to say, man, did you ever do awesome? You rocked it. Good job. Because here's the thing, that's money you wouldn't have if it wasn't for that hostess. So you want to start off with telling her thank you and that she had a great time. And then you can say, you've earned X amount of dollars in hostess credits. Okay, well, she should get excited about that because, hey, that's free money, right? That's free goodies. We should all be happy about free stuff no matter how much it is. So you're pepped up, you're excited, you've got this much. Now, this is your opportunity to say, all right, do you want to order X amount in free products, or are we putting that towards your kit? Because I still think you would be great as a member of my team. Your hostess is your #1 potential recruit. She loved you and your products enough to have her own party. And let's face it, even flaky hostesses are important to us because that's how we grow. You've just met all these new people, and even if the orders aren't that high, you're still getting your name out there and you still have that, that increase in business, even if it's just in getting the name out. But your hostess is always going to be your #1 potential recruit. If she says, you know what, yeah, let's do it. Let's turn this into a kickoff party. Then, hey, suddenly you're changing gears and, we're getting a consultant thing set up and whatever. If she doesn't, if she says, no, I don't have time or I don't have whatever. Now you can go to the recruiting objections. We've got that in there too. But, if she just says no, then you say, I totally understand. Just know that my offer always stands. I would love to have you on my team. And I promise between now and then, I will take the absolute best care of you and all of your guests. All right. Now let's get you ordered. Let's get it started. Whatever you want to order. It's very, very upbeat. It's very, very positive. There's nothing pushy to that. It's saying, hey, let's say you got $50. We can put $50 towards your kit. We can put $50 towards, free product. What's up to you? And you're flattering her in an honest way and saying that you'd love to have her on the team. If she says yes, great, you got it. If she says no, then just assure her, say, hey, the offer always stands. That's important because she can sign up anytime, right? The offer always stands. But between now and then, and if you caught that, because that's saying that there's going to be a win that she joins my team, right? So if you say between now and then, I will take the best care of you and your guests, right? So you assure her that you're going to take great care of her. Then finish up the order, get everything, that she wants tallied up. If she has to pay extra or any of that good stuff, probably has to pay the taxes and yada, yada. Pack everything up. Go out. If you played party squares, you can draw that. The person that wins the party squares does not have to be present to win. So you can announce who it is to the people that are still there, even if it's just the hostess, so she knows. And you're good to go. So the last thing you do, you pack everything up. You say thank you again. If you're a hugger, give hugs. I'm a hugger. So I would give hugs, thank them again. I would get in my car and I would write my thank you note. If she was standing outside, then I'd get out of her driveway. If she wasn't standing outside, I would make that baby out right there sitting in her driveway because I wanted to thank her while it was fresh on my mind and while I could connect it to something that happened at that party. So if it was something that was said or, maybe it was that she cooked, an amazing hors d'oeuvre or, something along those lines, you can say, thank you again so much for having me for your girls' night in, or your, if it was a birthday or an anniversary, whatever it could be. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of it. The hors d'oeuvres were fantastic. Pigs in a blanket, whatever. And, I'll get your orders to you, or, wrap it up with something that's personalized to them, but just a thank you. And then I always put that note. I had it as a postcard, and they already had stamps on them, actually, and they were in my console of my car, and I would stick it in my mailbox before I walked in my house with the little flag up, so I made sure it went out the next day. The reason why I did that is I wanted her to get that, 24, 48 hours, depending on when the party date was, afterwards, just to continue to say thanks and to keep me on her mind. So, you know, I've offered for her to join my team. So maybe she's thought more about that. Maybe she got somebody with outside orders that she needs to add to the party, those kind of things. It just kind of kept me in the forefront of her mind. And again, was just one more time for me to say thank you between when I left her house and when I'm going to deliver those products. All right. So that's it. That's the wrap up of the perfect party presentation. And we will talk about customer care. This was kind of customer care before the customer care. This was how to take care of people while you're still at that home party, which of course is the lifeline of our business. Next time we're going to talk about customer care after the party is over. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to email me or shoot me a message on Facebook if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.